Attention listeners, please note that during the course of recording this episode, I ran into a few technological issues, so if you notice any discrepancies in timing or any sudden cuts, that's the cause of them. Please don't let them bother you too much, and with that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Wait, what were we talking about again? You gotta build it up and then break down, give it a taste and drop. Yeah, alright. So, we're gonna begin in 3, 2, 1. Hello, one and all, and welcome to What Were We Talking About Again? The only podcast on the internet that keeps the welcome mat indoors. I'm your host, Jake, and with me here is a very special guest. He has a PhD in Animology.
Animology. I am an epic boy. I am mrmeatman. Hey gamers. And wink wink nudge nudge to all of you out there.
Real gamers know what's up. Real gamers already know who you are. Let's be real here.
You're not a real gamer unless you already know my name by the sound of my voice. And then you say, Is that Donkey? That guy sounds like Donkey.
You do a killer impression of him, honestly.
Hey,
I'm about to put featuring videogamedunkey in the title of this episode. Just pull a nice prank.
Just pull a nice, oh man, it's gonna be the real Oh no, it's just me, man.
Yeah. Slight disappointment.
Slight.
Or maybe that's better depending on your perspective.
No, it's never better for anybody.
Okay, well, that's mildly depressing. But anyway, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if you're aware of the rules, but for the new listeners who might not be, I'm going to explain them real quick. So we're starting off talking about stuff, just stuff. After 15 minutes, you'll hear a little alarm go off. What that means is that we have to switch topics to the last word or phrase that was said as the alarm was going off. So, it could be... we could be talking about stuff we have no idea about, or we could be talking about stuff we're well versed in. It's really a whole mixed little fruit basket.
It's a mix. What were those other rules you were telling me about before we started? Something about, I can't say the N-word. I can't say, racial... I can't... What?
Well, okay, that was just, for the purposes of keeping this, legal.
Keeping this legal for the kids.
Yeah, because we don't want to estrange any viewers for no reason. We want to have valid reasons for doing it. So, if you really want to use the racial slur, there has to be a good reason for it, is all I'm saying.
I swear they had it coming.
Maybe.
No. All right. So, what's our first topic of the day?
Well, I had a little something in mind, but allow me to start the timer in 3, 2, 1.
Got a blast.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron.
Should that be our first topic?
No. Okay. So I had a question in mind. I actually wanted to ask you, because I was discussing it with a friend last night. You're an expert in all things anime. You've read all the textbooks. You've taken all the exams and passed with flying colors, graduated top of your class.
I've read all of the anime books, every single one of them. There's a lot of them, but I did it. I did it all. I actually read a shit ton of manga this year. It's kind of odd.
This year in particular?
This year in particular. I read all of Detective Conan, which is 900
oh my
chapters.
God.
No, it's 1,000 chapters. And I read all of it. And then right after that, I read One Piece. And that's also 900 chapters. And then right after that, I was just reading all, because there's stuff I've never, actually, read before. All, the popular stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'll check this out. That was fun.
That's nuts. I've actually never really read a manga before. The whole, reading from right to left thing kind of throws me for a loop.
Yeah. I know there's some when they were first translated, they'd change it up, like from like back to like, what is it, right or left to right? Yeah, left to right. They'd make it left to right.
Oh yeah, I know. Some are like that, but some also aren't. And I know I would get used to it fast if I really gave it like a decent effort. I'm not like an idiot. I could figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just an obstacle for something ultimately, not super. I have other things I could be doing, like reading Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace.
You could not be reading manga. You could be reading a book. You could get real education. The fine print.
Really, manga is the best education there is. Which brings me back to my main question, since you're the expert. What do you think, like, let's just say you pick someone fresh off the street, and you're getting along with them real well, they seem real cool, but it turns out they've never seen an anime in their life. What is the most important anime that they have to see?
Like, and they're saying, like, I've heard of, like, anime before, I want to get into that, and, like, they're asking me. And like, so it has to be an anime. It can't be like live action. Because if it was live action, I'd say, dude, skip anime. Just go for Kamen Rider. But if it had to be if it had to be anime, let's see here. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty good. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, that one was on my list. My list was like basically Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh Season 1, and then JoJo's.
Yeah, like, if you want to recommend something, like, to someone who's, like, never seen it before, you gotta do, like, one of those three, like, something that's fun. Like, you gotta show people something that's fun. Like, there's, like, something that's, like, it's interesting, it's got cool concepts, mostly, and then there could be stakes in it. Like, in Dragon Ball, there's stakes all the time, and all three of those series. But it's overall, it's more, like, entertaining and exciting than anything else.
Yeah, you don't want to hit them with the Boku no Pico right away. You want to save that for later.
That's the special anime. That's like when you're drunk and you got your lover right next to you and you say, "Hey, darling, let's watch some Boku no Pico."
And then she obviously complies, because if not, she's not being loyal when you think about it. She gets the belt. She's not a gamer. She's not a real gamer. She's not willing to watch Boku no Pico with you.
But yeah, I guess, Yu-Gi-Oh! And then Dragon Ball and JoJo.
Yeah, I think just in a broad sense, like, if you just peruse the internet a little bit, you'll find references to those three in particular, like, everywhere. And just to be able to understand those, I think it's important that you get on watching them.
It's about the culture. It's like, it's cultural references.
Right. So they're not necessarily like the greatest anime of all time, although, some might argue that they are. Yeah, but
they are, but like, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, they're so important to the culture without a doubt that you should probably it's like not reading 1984,
Yeah, it's like, come on, are you a true, like, literature fan or whatever?
Yeah, you're not a real gamer if you haven't read 1984.
You're not a true communist if you haven't read the manifesto.
Oh, yeah.
Twice.
No,
so it's like, you could say there's like an anime Bible, actually. Like, can you call yourself a Christian if you don't even follow the Bible? Heck you, man. Oh, sorry about language.
Oh, harsh language.
Yeah, harsh language. But, I guess there's a little bit of a Bible. There's the Testaments. I think, when did Dragon Ball come out? Like 1980s. There's the 1980s Testament, and that's old JoJo, and that's Dragon Ball. And then there's the New Testament. That's Yu-Gi-Oh. That's Pokemon. That's all the 90s anime.
All right, Dragon Ball Z, as the British call it.
Do they?
Yeah, the letter Z is just pronounced Z to them. That's so I'm guessing. Weird. Right? And I asked them, like, the letter T, do you just pronounce that Ted? Like, where does it stop?
Where does it stop? And, what's with you calling, like biscuits, like, toast or whatever? Those frickin' British people, they're kind of some whack jobs. But, And then there's like the 2000s Testament, and that's Hunter x Hunter. And then there's the New Testament, the New Age, and that's a Boku no Hero. I almost said Pico. There's something wrong with me.
That's a Goblin Slayer.
Oh yeah, and Goblin Slayer. Although that's a light novel, or originally is a light novel. I'm reading the manga for that though, actually.
Wait, what's the difference between that and everything else we just listed?
What do you mean? Oh.
Does DBZ not count as a light novel?
DBZ isn't a light novel. That's a manga. Like, you just don't get it. I'm clearly talking to a non-gamer.
Yeah, honestly, difference. I'm so uninformed.
See, Goblin Slayer was a book.
Yeah. Oh, and then they made pictures for it.
Yeah, then they made the pictures.
So then it's called a light novel.
Yeah, and then they made the moving pictures in today's society we call anime.
Right. That makes sense. And usually the anime is adapted from the light novel, not the original novel, right?
I mean, the original novel is the light novel. It's really odd. Like, I don't even know what a light novel is. It's essentially just a novel. Like,
maybe you're not a real gamer.
Maybe I'm not the real gamer. I know there's a video about it, but I'm like, and I watched it, and I'm like, I still don't know what the difference is. I honestly think it's just a name thing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Or maybe it has something to do with the themes in it.
I think because usually light novels are 2 to 3 of them of one particular franchise are released per year. So it's light as in it didn't take long to write it. Something.
That's more frequent than a typical manga, I'm guessing.
It's more. Oh no, well, you mean novel.
Oh, yeah, let's just assume
we're
that
getting confused.
Yeah, let's just assume I meant novel.
Yes, whatever you meant, yes.
Yeah, whatever is going to ease your explanation, that's what I meant.
Alright, so there are books with pictures on them, and there's books with words on them, and either way, they eventually become the animes. I think that's all we gotta know.
Oh wait, so light novels don't have images? They're just turned straight into anime?
Yeah, I think they'll have images on the cover, and they'll have you know how Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had there's illustrations, but it's one for every 5 pages.
Yeah, every Roald Dahl book, basically.
Yeah, it'll be like that.
Okay, this is making a lot more sense to me, because I was under the impression, for some reason, that light novels were just manga, but by another name. But no, they're completely different. I see now.
They're actually books.
Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah.
But of course they're in Japanese, so it's all the same anyway.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, did you know that the Japanese don't even read left to right, or right to left? They read up to down, and then that up to down goes left to right. They're very odd people.
Wait, so you mean they read column wise?
Yeah, letters. Yeah.
And then the columns they read from left to right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is interesting.
That is, yeah, I know. I didn't even know that till, I don't know, I don't remember when I learned that. But oh well, it's just not right. It's uncivilized. I'm glad that that they're being their culture is being influenced heavily.
Yeah, but their panels aren't like that, right? The panels are just from right to left.
The panel, for manga, the panels are, they're left or they're right to left. But then the actual text is it's still up to down usually.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's weird how the order of the panels is different from the order in which they read the characters, but I guess just us being wacky English speakers.
We're the freaks.
Yeah, we're the real freaks.
This is culture. And you just don't get it.
Tips La Fedora.
Tips La Fedora. What else do you want to know about the animes?
Are there any Is Evangelion really as great as everyone says it is?
Evangelion. I still haven't seen it. Yeah.
Wow, that's like. Did you skip that when your professor assigned that research paper and you're like, screw this, I ain't watching this movie.
I said, yeah, it's really deep, haha.
Here are the themes in it. I just looked on Spark Notes.
I just watched a Digibro video about it.
Oh my god, Digibro. Can we talk about this individual?
We can't. Do we have time?
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
Alright, yeah, let's talk about him.
Okay, so Digibro is a mess.
Although...
but it's his own fault that he's a mess.
I just want to say, actually, now that I think about it, I don't want to talk about him because I've been on like 2 other podcasts already, and we've talked about him.
Okay, yeah, you don't want his dirty name in your mouth.
It's like
you gotta ingest some straight up crest after talking about him.
I'm gonna have to put some soap in my mouth. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. No problem. We're gonna save Digibro for another time.
Yeah.
But just anime YouTubers in general, like
that's also its own big topic. I don't know. It's weird. Like there's some people who are respectable, or I don't know if respectable is the right word, but just like like they have decent points. They they know what they're talking about, or at least like they put an effort. They do this and that. But then it's just like the cartoon community where like there's just people who get angry, and you're like, aren't you an adult? Why are you getting angry over this? Why do you care? Like why do you care? I guess.
Yeah,
like,
I know they go so impassioned about children's media, and like I understand that there's some art to making good children's media, but like
there's art,
you're analyzing it as if it's freaking Russian obscure literature. Like, chill out. You're
like who is somebody gonna die if you don't tell someone that this is the worst anime ever? Okay, like actually, I guess. Specifically for like Digibro is a good let's not talk about him individually, but let's just say like he made a review about SAO, and like you could like say it like that where like he gets so angry in it, like the review's like full of hatred.
Yeah, like he's not like saying he's not just saying that it's a bad anime. He's like angry at the creators for bestowing it upon him. Like as if they're holding him at gunpoint, making him watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good time to leave off on that, actually.
Yeah, making him watch it. That's an interesting one.
Making him watch it.
Oh my god. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Did you see It, the movie with the clown?
I did see it. See it.
Did you enjoy it?
I think I enjoyed what I saw.
Okay.
Like, I haven't... go on.
It's been too long, you're not, like, positive?
See, yeah, I don't remember... Like, I think it was interesting. Like, I actually never read the book. And I never saw the, what was it? Wasn't it it was a TV show before? Yeah. I never saw that.
There was a TV show of it? All I know is that there was a movie in like the 70s or the 80s. And then
see, I don't go on.
Yeah, I don't other than that movie, I never heard of a TV show, but maybe like Uh-oh, you gotta wake up.
Now that's my fault. Sorry.
It's totally fine. It happens to me all the time. You ever have your phone go off in the middle of like a lecture or something?
Ooh, so that happened like a huge yesterday because I was in a class. It wasn't me though, luckily, but somebody's like computer was like booting on for some reason, and it's like, and we're like taking a test. I think we're at our midterm now. It was a science class. Yeah, it's ooh, no. But what were you saying about it?
Oh, okay, so I know there was a movie in the 70s or 80s, and then this new movie that's come out, which is a two-parter, but I wasn't aware of any TV show. The only thing I can think of is, I think, the Addams Family, or perhaps the Monsters, had a cousin It.
Oh, yeah! I had that on DVD. My dad was, like, a fan of the Monsters. But
yeah.
I thought that, they didn't make it a movie. I thought it was just a TV show.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm very glad that I saw it, because basically Twitter was all about that movie for a solid 3-week period afterwards.
Yeah.
And, like, often that happens, and I just didn't see the movie or TV show everyone's talking about, so I'm left in the dark. So, luckily, I understood all the memes this time.
You understood, like, oh man, that kid's gonna go into the sewer. I get it.
Yeah, he's gonna get his arm bit off afterwards. I understand the joke now.
It's all coming clear to me. It's just like all those Infinity War memes.
Oh yeah, if you didn't see the ending of Infinity War by like a weekend after the movie came out, the whole entire, sphere of Twitter is just a mystery to you.
I want to say, like, really quickly, about like Infinity War, like specifically, it has to be like the second week, but the first, like, what really funny is there's two stages to like that specific series is like jokes. Where the first stage was like, or no, the second stage was like, yeah, like Mr. Stark, oh no, blah blah blah. But then the first stage is specifically like, don't spoiler this for me at all. Don't spoil it. And then somebody will make like a meme that says, like, it'll have Kermit the Frog on it and say like, ahaha, you know what I hate about Mondays? And then bottom text is Spider-Man dies in Homecoming.
Yeah. Yo, it's the best. Or those ones that are like, it's hashtag Nay Day. When the teacher turns her back, get up and Spider-Man dies at the end of Avengers Infinity War.
It has to be ones where like it leads in with something first, and then it hits it with that.
Right. Or you can just do the power move and get a Twitch freestyle rapper to accidentally rap spoilers. I remember when Han Solo died in Star Wars Episode 7, someone got the freestyle rapper to go like, yo, I'm dead like Han Solo.
Oh yeah, see that Star Wars was like the start of it all, where like somebody dies, don't tell anyone else. I don't think did any other movie really do that before? Besides, I guess like there's the classics. There's like Citizen Kane, is the sled.
Yeah. Rosebud is the sled.
Yeah, Snape kills Dumbledore. But now, like, there's a lot of them now. Because right after the first Star Wars movie, the second Star Wars movie also had that, where it's like Snoke dies. Snoke dies. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of memes about that. All I saw was people angry about how bad the movie was, even though That too.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest. Maybe unpopular opinion time, but
I don't think it was, or production value wasn't bad, but like the actual writing was, production value is never bad, or never bad really too much anymore. But the actual writing is like really it leaves something to like be desired. And it's not even, and not always is it that the writing itself is bad, but that it's just that it could have been so much better.
Right, you're given this huge franchise, and everyone's counting on you to make an amazing, off-the-wall, like, greatest movie of all time, and then you produce something subpar, and then, people are gonna be disappointed in it. It doesn't even have to be, like, fantastic or artistic in any way. It just has to satisfy the majority of people, and they can't even do that.
Yeah. There's two stages to writing. There's the actual dialogue, and then there's the events in the movie. And like I don't remember like if actual dialogue was awful. Every scene with what's her name Rose, that was ugh.
Oh yeah,
but like
the freaking casino subplot.
Not even just that. I mean, like everything she said was awful, and it could be like the finale, or yeah, also the casino. But I think the bigger gripe was that like not even like the events that happened in the movie were good.
Yeah, they weren't very gripping. And
they weren't gripping.
I still don't understand Rey's deal. Like, what? For what reason do you have all these mysterious powers? Is Kylo Ren lying? I really don't care, to be honest.
Yeah, like after a while, you think why is this happening? Well, then again, am I invested in any of these characters? No. Not really.
There's no reason for me to be curious about this. I have more problems to worry about, like paying the bills.
Yeah. The most interesting thing was, like, Finn, and then he really got, like, I don't know, they didn't treat him right in the movie somehow. Like, he just felt like a side character that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, everyone kind of feels like that, except Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Kylo Ren I kind of like, but, like, at the same time, his story just sounds like he's still a whiner, and you really don't care.
Yeah, he's an edgy teenager incarnate.
Yeah, but he is an excuse, because Luke Skywalker did something really out of character for some reason, like try and kill him.
Yeah, I don't... That's
another
like,
thing.
Is it implied that Luke Skywalker got dementia? Because that's the only way this is adding up. Like, early onset Alzheimer's is the explanation.
I have to
that
kill
makes
him!
Yeah, you don't recognize the faces of your loved ones.
Jesus. So, back to It.
It was like, it didn't scare me. I think I'm getting to the point where horror movies just don't scare me anymore. When I was a kid, I was like real baby about that, but now it's just like, alright, I've seen every curveball that is to be thrown at me. Saw The Nun, and I was like sleeping halfway through. I saw Hereditary. Hereditary is the most overrated garbage movie.
I haven't seen those. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know if is horror, like, or, like, is it, do they have, like, jump scares and all? Because I don't think, did it have any jump scares?
Hereditary didn't. It had two, but, you know, in it was fine because it
matched it.
You know,
it wasn't, like, random.
Once I realized what the movie was about, I wasn't in it for the scares, I was in it for the plot.
Yeah.
Which more horror movies should do. You know, I'm not...
Yeah.
You know what horror movies are, meant for?
They're meant... I mean, it's a story.
Well, no, I mean, in a cultural sense, they're meant for first dates. You take your girl to a horror movie on the first date, her blood gets pumping during all the scary scenes, and then that psychologically makes her think that she's attracted to you because her blood's, her heart's racing faster.
She
it all makes sense.
To you
trust
for comfort.
Me. Yeah.
And then she looks away, but where else can she look but you?
Right.
You're the only one there. You're the one who's there for her.
You're her only piece of security. Like, you're her security blanket. But anyway,
but if it's me, then she's mine. I'm a scared boy.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But anyway, I think It would be a bad horror movie for that purpose, but I think it was a better movie than pretty much every horror movie in the last 5 years.
Yeah, because it wasn't just like a blind... like, Stephen King's pretty good with... he's really good with writing plots. So, I mean, sometimes he has his flops, like, that aren't that good. How he writes... I looked into him. He writes like a fucking like shit ton.
No,
like,
he writes like a machine, dude.
Oh my gosh. I think, what did he say? Like every day is at minimum 5K words, and then what is that like? And then like standard is like 3 hours per day. And if you do it every day, that's 21 hours per week of writing. And that's pretty good. And it takes him, I think it was like 3 months to 6 months first draft. And then after you write your first draft, it doesn't take as long, unless if you're like editing as hell. I have a lot of experience with writing, actually.
Oh yeah? What are you doing in college? What's your major?
Well, I'm doing programming. So
okay, that's a good one.
Computer science. See, did you think I was gonna say yes? I'm going to get a major in writing.
No, I thought you were gonna say something like, either business or like interpretive dance or some shit. I was gonna. I don't know. I had a feeling I was gonna judge you silently for your major, but no, programming is a good choice. Everything is programs now.
Is business actually bad? Or I guess it makes.
It's not awful. It's kind of like communications where you're not really developing a skill. You're just proving that you have a degree, and then there are a lot of potential career paths for you as a result.
Yeah.
But there's no really one specific niche you're learning in your classes how to occupy in society. Like with a STEM field, for instance.
STEM, or I guess advertising would be another, but still, like, anyone can technically advertise. Like, if you get enough experience, like, if I worked in retail for a few years, so I know how to advertise. I never went to school for that. And I've done some programming for like 2 years now, but like one year last year, just because of while in school, and then another year or the previous year I was like just learning how to do stuff. So like I think it's like once you know how to do something, I think like that's the biggest thing about college. I think is like you have to like learn how to do something or have the incentive to learn how to do something.
Yeah. And a lot of it rests on the student. A lot of, professors get a lot of flack because maybe they're not up to the golden standard, ideal professor. You look up their lectures on YouTube and they teach at MIT. Like, not every professor can be like that. Yeah. And some responsibility lies with the student to be interested enough to do some independent learning, I think.
Actually, that's a good topic for that. Where, like, I think, like, tons of, what is it? Like back in the day, college was, like, where you'd learn something because that was the only place to, like, learn it. And it's the same kind of with high school. Today, you could just go on YouTube and be like, all right, I want to learn how to, like, the basics of C++. Oh, yeah, here's, like, 500, like, different, like, guides for that. Yeah. And each of them are, like, beginner, tutorial, all this stuff. And then intermediate, and all this other stuff.
Yeah, or you could go on, like, Khan Academy and do the same thing for math and science topics. Math and science topics.
Math and science topics.
But, before we do that, we have our mid-roll. So, this is where I play some calming jazz music. I try to keep my voice as soothing and smooth as possible. I want this to be almost like ASMR. That's the ideal mid-roll. And we're just going to make any announcements, any, comments about what just transpired for the past 30 minutes, maybe. Any plugs you want to share, this is the perfect time.
I'll plug something. I'm having an art contest right now.
Okay. So what is the theme of this art contest?
You gotta draw Mr. Meatman, and preferably it's a scary piece. I think I have
so it's like Halloween almost.
Yeah, it's a Halloween thing, and all of the art will be on a video that I want to get out like by the 31st, I think. So by Halloween, I wanna upload a very special video for
Okay,
the
so
scariest day of the year.
So if you're an art person and you need some place to apply your skills, maybe join Mr. Meatman's art contest. See if you can satisfy. I'm sure like any drawing, you're more than happy to look at.
Yeah.
But
no, I've
especially if you're skilled, yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, I forgot to say, $50 is the prize.
Yes, there is a prize pool.
There's
Don't
a prize.
forget that.
See,
yeah.
People are like, you know what? Why would I draw art of you? Wait, money?
Yeah, definitely. So go and participate in that, and even if you're not really artistic, or maybe you are, but you don't feel like participating in this contest, go check out Mr. Meatman's channel, where he divulges extremely insightful information into the latest anime and artistic news, such as, Johnny Test. Everyone remembers that anime.
That anime. I feel like I'm kind of like divulging, or at least not from what I've made so far, but I guess I'll say that really quick here. I have like tons of scripts, actually, like tons upon tons of scripts that like would take forever to like make into videos, but I someday do want to make. But I don't. When was the last time I wrote about an anime? I don't remember.
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I've been doing something with the new like season of JoJo, so I guess that that's the latest. So I guess today, because I worked on that today, so I guess today
that
would be
video
the
where Giorno delivers some DiGiorno pizza. That was you, right?
Yeah, that's gonna get a sequel, friend. There's more of the story to tell.
Gotcha. So anyway, yeah, check out Mr. Meatman. See if you like, his more recent videos aren't really about anime, but like if you go back to his backlog, you'll see some anime stuff.
I got like 40 unlisted videos of things. I'm like, I think, you know what? This isn't funny. This is.
Yeah, everyone, you improve gradually as you do it, just naturally. So you're gonna look back on some of your old stuff and be like, yeah, maybe this wasn't as great as I thought it was.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's part of the learning process.
Right. As far as my content goes, I have this podcast. I originally only uploaded them to YouTube. The first 2 episodes I have on SoundCloud, but that was an experiment that went wrong because they only let you have an hour of uploaded audio a month. And back then I was cranking out the show every week. Yeah, so I didn't really have a place to host a podcast. I was looking at those hosting services. It's only like $10 a month and you could host your podcast. But then Anchor.fm came out and they're like, hey, we will host your podcast for free and we'll also upload it to a billion other services for you, such as Spotify and Pocket Cast. So now, this podcast is in the process of being uploaded to Anchor. We're on episode 6 of the 18 now, I believe. So we're a third of the way there. We're getting to the good stuff soon, boys. So definitely check it out at anchor.fm/wwwtaa. I think from now on, that's going to be the place I upload the audio first, and then the YouTube video will come out later.
Thank you, Anchor.
Yeah, and with my with my personal channel, the non-podcast stuff, I still do have that top 10 manliest mathematicians video coming out. The script is done. I just have to get off my lazy ass and record the audio, and then I had to edit it, which is gonna take 80 years.
That's no good. I don't think I've seen that channel. If you can link it to me after this.
Honestly, there are only 3 videos I'm proud of on that channel so far. But I'll show you after. There's one in particular that's like, wow, I can't believe I made this.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, I have high hopes for that video, and there's this Facebook math meme page that I'm a member of that I'm gonna post it to. Hopefully they'll get a kick out of it at the very least. But
Math
anyway,
meme.
I guess unless you have any more announcements or anything like that, that's gonna be our mid-roll for now.
I guess the last thing I can just shill is my Discord, besides my channel. I got a Discord now. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I should probably join that. I think I'll probably have some fun there. Alright. Cool.
Alright. And now...
Yeah, cut the jazz music, cut the picture of a toilet paper roll, or whatever I put for the mid-roll. We're going back to the show. And I believe the word we ended on was math and science topics, something like that.
Math and science.
Yeah. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Math and science have been important since the beginning of time, and
are we talking about math and science?
Well, I mean, unless you can, figure out some other way that we can sort of make that, maybe some wordplay that we can use to sort of talk about something else. I don't know, but
so what's your favorite of math and science? Because I guess that is a good topic actually.
Yeah,
that's highly relevant.
So, mathematics is my favorite branch of science, if you could call it a branch of science. It's sort of more like a language that we use to apply science to things.
Yeah.
But math is my favorite part. Physics uses math the most, so hypothetically, right, I should be a physics major.
Yeah.
But my major is electrical engineering, and we're doing a bunch of circuits and the physics of electricity specifically, and I found that that's a lot more interesting than just like kinematics and fluid dynamics, because in circuit design you actually have first of all, every circuit is like solving a puzzle, which is a very satisfying feeling when you finally get the voltage that you needed to find or whatever.
Yeah.
But also, eventually I'm going to be working with complex numbers in circuits. They apparently come up all the time somehow, even though people say complex numbers are just imaginary. No, they actually exist in nature. No. They're called imaginary numbers, but that's just a name for it. They definitely exist.
They call them imaginary numbers because we want them to be imaginary. We want them to get out of our heads. Yeah,
it's like it's like calling yourself skinny when you're 400 pounds.
It's denial. But so you do like I guess like hardware and physical engineering?
Yeah, that's mostly what I'm working on. I've been trying to keep on top of keeping myself sharp with the software aspect of it as well, but I haven't really had time to like program shit in Python. So
I was just about to ask, like, do you use Python for that?
In general, Java and Python are my two main languages. I've tried C#. It's the same thing as Java, basically. Yeah. So I have no problems with C#. C++, other than the whole allocating memory thing, I think I should be able to learn pretty fast, too. But
it's like
as a programmer, what is your preferred language?
Java.
Java. Okay. Yeah.
That
I
and
can
like
see that.
That and C# are like the main ones I know. And then I'm learning C++. For now, I'm still in the process of getting all the kinks out for C#. It's not too bad once you know like most of the standard languages, because most of them tend to follow like a very similar pattern. Like usually. So like once you get out, like if you want to be like a programmer, people listening at home, just I guess like start with Java or C# or C#, and then from there I think work up to like C++ or Python.
Okay, so here's my question. you say Java and C# are good starting points, which I agree with, but then you move in two opposite directions. Python is a very high-level language, while C++ is a lot lower level than those two. So, which way are you recommending they go?
How many hours do you have, like, per night to, like, go on Google and just watch, like, as many tutorials as you can, and then eventually get to doing that programming stuff?
I guess it also kind of depends on what you're programming. Because low-level programming languages, they're a lot more flexible, but also they're a lot less abstract, so you really need to get into the nitty-gritty of how your computer's working. So it really is kind of just a preference thing, or a practicality thing more than anything. But Python is also a good starting point, I think. Also, any of those software suites like R and MATLAB, they tell you that they're like programming languages. Don't believe them. They're not the same thing at all. You can do some rudimentary programming in them, but it's nowhere near the same thing as learning an actual programming language.
I can make a calculator.
Yeah. I can make something that does Euler's method very slowly. Like, wow, congratulations.
Also, there's a difference between like web development or I guess like back end programming and then front end. See, making a website isn't programming, or I guess like it's constructive. Well, I don't know. How do you say this?
I think what you're trying to say is you're making a product using some programming like skills, but you're really not like dictating how the program is going to run. You're just taking something that's a framework that's already there, and you're like, okay, I want this link to go to here, and I want this text to be bold or whatever. It's really more of a design thing than it is programming.
Yeah.
Have you ever used LaTeX by any chance?
What's LaTeX?
It's like a word processor for math and science people to publish their papers. So, like, you know how... Have you ever tried typing a fraction in Microsoft Word?
And then,
You know how big of a pain in the ass it is?
What kind of fraction? I'm just thinking, like, divide, like 3/4.
Yeah, so, like, 1/2. You either write... On Microsoft Word, you have to either write 3/2 or 3/4, which doesn't look like a fraction, or you have to do some crazy stuff with the whole spacing, and it's just a big pain. But in LaTeX, you could do it very easily, and also you could use pretty much any math-related symbol on a whim.
Do they have those provided? Like,
okay, so it's almost like HTML where you have tags that you use. So, like, if you want the symbol for ohms, you type /omega, and then it'll put an omega in the thing when it converts it to a PDF.
You know what? I just realized we're probably, like, really alienating people right now.
Maybe.
I'm saying, like, fractions? Oh, I don't even know what those are. What the hell?
Yeah, what is it? Did you know that Egyptians didn't have fractions in their math?
They didn't?
No, so...
I thought they were really, like, advanced.
So to express, like, 3/4, they had to write down 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or some equivalent like that.
Oh, so they thought they couldn't, like, put two numbers together unless if they were both whole?
Yeah, sort of.
Ah.
You know, I don't know the specifics of the Egyptian language or their numeric system, so there's probably more to it than that, but that's the gist of what I've read on it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there, like... well, then again, that doesn't really take away from, like, that doesn't take away too much from their measurements, though. Because I know, like, they were super accurate, where, what was it, like, the pyramids were aligned with constellations or something?
Oh yeah, astrology was such a big deal back then. And it really impresses me how well they were able to, like, understand celestial bodies and their movements. Just did they even have telescopes? Like, I'm honestly not sure about this.
It is interesting. See, math and science has been something that's, it's been around for a long time. People are like, if only we didn't have, like, math and science. No. That's the society that you live in. That's what it's made up of.
Yeah. It's kind of, it doesn't exist independently of our understanding. It's just the way that we choose to understand reality. Alright, we're back. Wow. I can't believe that a malicious spirit infested my computer and Halloweened up the podcast so that there was static for a second there. Wow, crazy.
You know what? I think it's because we're talking about science. And you know who doesn't like science? The demons. Like, science is the work of the devil, after all. So, like, by talking about science, we're inviting the devil into our homes. That's how it works.
You're completely right. I didn't pay attention to the mythology behind this, but that's genius. You're completely correct. But anyway, speaking of spirit science.
Oh yes, spirit science.
Can you believe that exists?
What specifically was spirit science? I'm trying to, like, there's so many.
It's like there used to be giant people living on the earth, and oh my god, there was so much to it.
Because
there was like a 50-minute long video about it.
Because there's Scientology, there's spirit science, there's hunting Bigfoot, there's all these things, like, you can't believe. Like, what do you believe at this point? Like, did two people eat an apple to make sins be, like, real? Or did
I thought it was just Eve, to be honest.
It was Eve, and then Eve said, no, because it was Adam too, but it was, like, Eve who, like, was tempted first.
Okay.
And then, because I used to be a religion boy.
Imagine if a snake talked to you and you just believed it.
Oh my, woman, am I right?
No, well, if Adam also was eventually tempted by it, then really...
But he wasn't tempted by the snake, he was tempted by Eve. So he was tempted by woman, but woman was tempted by snake.
He is powerless to defend himself against the temptations of womankind. It's just the plight of modern man encompassed in this ancient book. It's incredible.
It's like, history like 1,000 years ago. History today, nothing's changed, you could say.
Not one thing has changed. Have you ever read 100 Years of Solitude?
No, I haven't. What's that about?
Okay, so basically it's a book about this town. Not really a town, it's like a country, but at first it's a town. Basically a community of people. And it's, this guy who's really ambitious, and his wife tries to help him out, and they found a new country, and then follows their family lineage, which is just...
They found it?
Yeah, they found some land, and they decided, hey, let's make a country here. So they did. And then the story follows their lineage, which is just rife with, like, incest and bad luck and people not learning from each other's mistakes. And the whole point of the novel is that A, people never change, and B, if you don't open yourself to outside influences, you're just going to be in an endless cycle where you can't move any farther. So eventually the town gets ruined by a hurricane. Obviously, the winds of the hurricane move in a circle, so there's the symbolism there.
Ah.
Yeah, but wow, it was an incredible book. Highly recommend if you have the time. It's very long, just as a warning.
How many pages in all?
The PDF that I read it off of was only 349 pages, but these were long pages. So it's a thick book, no doubt.
You know what? I might check it out. I need something to read.
But hey, if you're an audiobook company and you want me to read this whole novel for you, like, ooh, I'll take a 50 and do it.
What were we saying?
Oh yeah, the whole reason I brought that up was because people never change. That's kind of my philosophy in life in general, to be honest.
See, I feel like people learn. I feel like people. I don't know. It's odd. People change, but they don't like fully change, or they'll revert back to like something else.
Right. Like once you're 3 years old, there's no changing yourself. It's all over. Anyway,
specifically like ideal and mindset. That never changes, like per the individual.
Yeah. But anyway, the timing went off on 3 years old, so I guess this is our last.
Now we have to talk about 3.
This is our last block for the day because we usually do 4, and I'm actually crunched for time. I had to get to that class.
Oh yeah.
Really, I don't have the 15-minute ride away, but I like to get to the dining hall early and go to the Mongolian bar and get some good teriyaki chicken.
What class is it?
It's differential equations.
I think I'm gonna be taking that I don't know, next year, or I don't know specifically.
I've been having a really easy time with it, but just so we can get along with the main point. 3, 2, 1, timer started. 3-year-olds.
3-year-old.
This is 3 years old is a very significant age for me because it is the first memories I have are from when I was 3. I don't remember being any age before 3 ever.
I think I'm like that too. There's like 2. There's a few memories that like I don't know how I remember them, but I just do. One of them, I think I was 2 years old actually, and it was like, well, my mom brought me with her to my cat had to go to the vet, and the cat was on the scale or whatever it was, and I'm just watching my cat on the scale. I don't know how I remember that. And I also remember my mom took cuz when I was 5 to 6, I went to what's it called?
Coachella.
Coachella. A school, a school that was supposed to be up from kindergarten to age 5, or to grade 5. Although that school got shut down because of the bad shit. But I think I remember being there, my mom taking me just to see it. It's very odd, but I know for sure I remember these.
What? Were you born and raised in Brooklyn?
Yeah, but early, and then we moved.
Oh, okay. So,
wait,
are you Central Time by any chance?
I'm Central Time, yeah.
Oh, okay. This explains a lot. That's why you thought that in 10 minutes it's gonna be 6 o'clock. Yeah. It's gonna be 7, not 6.
I'm not an EST boy anymore. I've evolved. I've transcended. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're well, really you're not past it, you're before it.
Yeah.
So you've really regressed, if anything. But
no!
Alright, here's the question. You know how every 15 degrees of longitude or whatever, the clocks go back an hour?
Yes.
So if you just walk around the North Pole in a circle, could you go back in time a couple of days?
how fast are you walking? Because you have to like time's catching up to you. Time's quick.
But like if you're at the North Pole, the radius of the circle you have to walk around is very slim.
Oh.
And also, the only complication really is the international date line. But if you can avoid that,
can you avoid ever like being in a day? No, because then you have to cross. You have to cross the international date line. So then you're technically going into 2 days instead of 1.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's impossible to dodge a day.
It's either you dodge 1 day or you miss one. You go through 2 days. However the word is.
Yeah, you have to wait. You can skip a day though, can't you? If you start at like, the farthest east, the farthest east time zone, and then you went along with time. Like, every hour, you went 15 degrees of longitude to the west. And then, at the end of that all, you cross the international date line. It is now the day after what the day would have been, no?
Is it so it's like 2, so I guess you can skip a day.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I could like, if I have an exam, I could tell my professor, I just wasn't existent for this day.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I just didn't exist this whole day. Incredible.
Oh man. And then you do like you have to do that like, all right, wait, what if you do that on a leap year? What if you skip a leap year? What happens to you? Do you transcend? Do you just stop existing? Is that like that's a big deal.
Why is it different on leap day than any other day?
Because leap day only comes once every 4 years. Leap year. You know what? You know what's funny? I actually like Googled like when do like what happens to leap year babies? Like usually what happens is they'll celebrate the birthday on like the 28th or the 1st of March.
Yeah, of course.
But come on, like that's just celebration. No, these people don't age.
No, that's what the government wants you. They actually age slower than normal people.
They're not people.
They're not. They're like gremlins.
They're gremlins. They're only people 1 every 4 years.
Yeah. It's incredible how they're just living amongst us, keeping some untold biological secrets to infinite aging. Or to, for age. The youth.
It really is like, how like some people, they say like some people are born, or they're just born with talent. Some people are born and it's just the day they were born. You can't help that.
Yeah. Just a cosmic coincidence.
So we were talking about 3 years old. You said you have memories of when you were 3. What do you remember?
All I remember is I was downstairs in my house and I asked my mom how old she was. She said 28. I asked my dad how old he was. He said 38. And I was like, hey, how come you're 28 and he's 38? He
said, stop asking questions. Shut up.
Yeah, they let me. No, they explained, like, that's just their age. It wasn't a satisfactory explanation for me at the time. But I don't really remember.
The real question is, would you date someone who's 10 years older or younger than you?
Okay,
not 10 years old younger right now. No.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, damn, my soulmate could be in 4th grade right now.
Oh my gosh. My soulmate can be in the womb right now.
Yo, for real, though. Hugh Hefner?
She could not even be born yet. I don't know. Where I live near, I've seen some gold diggers where it's just like there's the young woman and she's got the kid, and honestly you never even know if like it's his kid, but like it's her kid.
Yeah.
She's like Hispanic sometimes, but he's always just like, he looks kind of crusty, he looks old, and I don't know, it's very odd.
How does that happen? Like, do the guys just go out and advertise, like, hey, I have all this money, any gold diggers nearby want to hit me up?
I don't know, actually.
Cause you know that the guys realize that they're gold digging, right? Like they can't be that naive.
Sometimes I don't know. Like I think usually it's a credit to like they're just into that. Like that's their fetish or something. Like they're like, yes, I have all this money. Maybe it's also like I can control her because she's not gonna leave me for someone else. But
okay, no. But what I'm saying is like the logistics behind it. If you're a young female gold digger out on the prowl for, how do you find the man who has all this money?
That's also true.
And if you're a guy who has money, how are you locating these gold diggers?
I guess the internet usually, but I don't know.
Yeah, it can't have always been like that, can it?
That's not a subject I'm an expert of.
I know now there's a dating app specifically for it.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but I remember thinking the name is hilarious.
Does it work both ways? Can I get a sugar mama?
Oh my god, yeah, I hope so.
Oh my god.
I've also this app. I'm not even kidding. Like, if that's the case.
Like, come on. Us fellas, we need our rich mommy GFs.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, okay, let's just say, we get, like, a small loan of $10,000 for them. We have male investment skills, so we can multiply that into $50,000 in just 6 short years.
Now that's what you do for business school.
That's what business... this kid... very intelligent kid that I met in chess club. He's a physics major, and he said that like in the business school at this college, all you do is learn how to dress up in a suit and talk to people.
What? What the heck? Like actually just that?
Yeah. Well, okay, they don't. The classes that you had to take for major here are so BS and not practical at all.
Is it just networking classes?
Yeah, it's that, and then it's like economics 101. Like, great.
I go to like an art school, so like usually like we have our science department, and that's fine, but like usually it's like a ton of like just art, or it's actually usually it's film, and it's stuff like that with like that I've seen where it's like you don't really learn something as much as you meet other people. It's odd. It's very odd.
Yeah, meeting people is really the most important skill you can possibly have, to be fair.
I guess talking to people, like learning. I actually need to work on that. Like, just like...
Same.
You go up to someone and you say, like, hey, and you can have a conversation with them. I used to be really good at that. And then something, I don't know, last year something kind of, I don't know.
I mean, lately, I've been trying to get better at it by just realizing that I'm never gonna see this person... Like, I'm never gonna talk to this person again if something's wrong. And if something goes right, I'm gonna gain some benefit out of it. So what harm is there in not trying, really? It's not entirely true, but
it's I mean you'll see them in the hall maybe, and then you'll get like kind of like geez,
right. Even if it's not entirely true, it's just like a mechanism through that lets me go out there and talk to people. Yeah. It's beneficial.
What was I gonna say? Great. What was I gonna say?
Shoot, sorry. I interrupt sometimes.
It's fine. It's something like that where like you have to. Yeah. So like I did that last year. Where I talked to a lot of people, but then like it's kind of odd. Like I never actually ended up like getting back to them, or they never got back to me. And
so you like started to sprout a friendship, but it never grew because none of you put forth the second step.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I tried to put in some effort, but
No, yeah.
Yeah.
People say that the hardest part is
It's maintaining
getting out people, but no, the hardest part I think is the second follow-up. Because once you get past that, then it's cruise control. But until then, you kind of have to... You're kind of stepping on eggshells the whole while. Because
there's a difference between, interacting with someone while you're with them, and then interacting with someone while both of you are not, in the present place. And it, you have to, remember, because, I don't really even talk to, people who I even, know or am friends with if I'm not on, Discord or anything. Discord's really good for networking, but then, then again, who are you networking with?
Yeah.
Is,
people who play fighting games for a living.
Yeah. College is, a good networking place. Because it's a bunch of people who, have similar hobbies and skills.
Yeah.
And they're not just there to, dick around. I don't know. I've actually, met a few, really cool people on Discord. One guy I know, he's a game programming major. And he's almost, what is he? I think he's, a junior. And I know he's, worked on some stuff. And then, yeah.
I could really use Discord more often than I do. Because you're right in that it is good for working. People are on Discord now. It's a replacement type, even...
Yeah.
Even though most Discord communities are based around some video game or some anime, that, people who are into that stuff, that doesn't mean they're losers automatically.
Yeah.
Very successful people who play Shadowverse, you can just go on the Discord and figure it out.
You know what? I'm gonna advertise a Discord really quick. You know who Psychic Pebbles is?
I do know who Psychic Pebbles is.
Yeah, he's got his own Discord, and they have tons of contests on there, for voice, what is it, for writing, art, voice acting, even game programming, just and animation, obviously, and just every single aspect of something, for what you can do with art, and that server is I didn't see the alarm.
Oh, that's all right.
I'll just say they have tons of contests. So and people in every week or every month there are there's a lot of submissions and there's a lot of winners, and you could probably easily make friends on that because they have specific chats for collaboration.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good.
I'll link you that if I can. I think I'm still in that.
Yeah.
I gotta find that.
Well, I'm sure I could find it on his Twitter or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in there anymore, but I don't remember leaving.
I mean, I think finding people overestimate how hard it is, especially with technology nowadays. It's so easy to just encounter someone, and eventually you just have to have the audacity to go out there and do it. Not Audacity, the vocal recording program, but the balls.
Yeah. The audacity.
Anyhow, the alarm went off. That was the fourth alarm for the day, so we are technically done the podcast. But of course, we have our closing words still, so the first thing I'm going to ask you is there any clarification you'd like to make? Any corrections? Any comments?
I don't know about what.
Anything we talked about, or anything we haven't talked about. Maybe you just have been meaning to get something off your chest.
You got my name wrong. It's all this. I didn't want to correct you, but all this time you've been saying it's not Mr. Meatman. It's Meester Meatman. I just want to let everyone know that you've been saying my name wrong.
Wow. I feel like the time I learned that it's not Pokemon, it's Pokemon.
It's, oh my gosh. My mom, like, whenever she says anime, she says anime, or whatever it is.
Anime.
Yeah, that's what and I'm like, stop. Stop.
Okay, Mr. Meatman, my bad.
Mr.
I can't believe it must be so frustrating for you to just bottle that in every time someone screws it up.
I see it, I'm like, don't worry, you're cool, you can say mister. Only my friends can say mister.
Alright, that's good. That means I have some status. And the second question I'm gonna ask you, which is the question I always forget for some reason. Do you remember the 4 topics that we talked about today? Like
3-year-olds.
Okay. That was
math and science.
Okay.
And what was the first thing we talked about?
Remember?
Anime.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, you got them all. Impressive.
I got them.
I forgot the first 2, to be honest. I only remembered the last 2. But yeah, that was the show, and hopefully you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, let me know. I have a Twitter. It's at Jake_Siri. You can DM me and tell me I'm an idiot if you think I said something stupid. Check out Mr. Meatman's YouTube once again, and, all of his other social media. I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Mr. Meatman.
Mister.
Anything else before we sign off?
I just want to wish everyone a happy day, happy good day.
Have a great Halloween. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Wear
stay
a sexy costume. Only if you're not going to be walking around the streets, though.
Please date me.
Yes. Come on, Mr. Meatman over here. That's Dr. Meatman, actually.
That's
Anime
Dr.
PhD.
Now. Anime PhD.
Yeah. Anyhow, what were we talking about again? That's the name of the show. We're signing off. Peace out. Enjoy yourselves.
Bye-bye.